welcome to the 7th episode of Another Way to Live series on demystifying Hindu Dharma. In the last episode, we explored the nature and composition of human existence. In the coming episodes, we will explore how the mind is understood in Hindu Dharma. Before that, let us quickly review what we have discussed so far. This knowledge is fundamental and worth reviewing. This will put our forthcoming topics in context. We started by understanding existence in its fullest and deepest sense. We know we exist, but what is the nature of our existence? To explore this, we first should be clear about what existence is. From a scientific perspective, our concepts are four. They are interactability, predictability, repeatability, and falsifiability. For something to exist, science says it must either interact with and affect something else, like the invisible magnetic field that moves iron filings on a table. This is interactability. Or it should be predictable through theoretical maths, like how Einstein predicted gravitational waves about 100 years before we detected them with machines. This is predictability. Or it should be objective enough to be repeatedly verifiable by anyone, any number of times, like a virus observed by many doctors worldwide. This is repeatability. Or it should be possible to prove it wrong through experiments. This is falsifiability, like rejecting the idea of an undetectable dragon that cannot be tested. Science accepts that something exists only if one of these four conditions is met. In short, if something really exists, it must have interactability, predictability, repeatability, or falsifiability. This is the scientific view. However, from the perspective of the ancient Bharatiya Shastras, existence is far deeper. Bharatiya Shastras did not limit themselves to interactability, predictability, repeatability, and falsifiability. Yes, they have long accepted all these four scientific conditions for existence and dumped all of them together into their first condition, Nyayatva and Abhidheyatva. If we can recognize anything, it has Nyayatva. If we can name it, it has Abhidheyatva. Nyayatva and Abhidheyatva are a prerequisite for existence in Bharatiya Shastras. The word Nyayatva means the ability to be known. Abhidheyatva is the ability to be named. Why do all four scientific conditions of interactability, predictability, repeatability, and falsifiability for existence in science fall under Nyayatva and Abhidheyatva? Because in all those four conditions, we can recognize something and give it a name. A classical example of Nyayatva even includes our mistaking a rope in the darkness for a snake. Stamping on a rope in the darkness, we recognized it and named it as a snake. Such a snake exists because it makes our heart beat faster and even makes us cry aloud in fear. It causes an effect on us. This ability to cause an effect is the second condition in Bharatiya Shastras, and they called it Artha Karyatva. Interactability is also a condition in science, as we know. The third condition in Bharatiya Shastras is Pratiti. Pratiti means seemingness. If something has the ability to seem like an object, it has existence. Example are the characters and things that appear in our dreams. They seem really real in our dreams. They have existence. The fourth and final condition in Bharatiya Shastras is unique. It is called Mahasatta, which literally means the supreme essence or the easiness in any existence. Mahasatta can be thought of as the grammar in any language. We cannot physically touch or smell the grammar in a language, but it is essential for a sentence to exist meaningfully. Grammar is the Mahasatta of a sentence. Grammar exists. Another example is gold in a ring, in a bangle, or in a necklace. They are all different pieces of existence, but gold alone is the easiness in all of them. Gold alone is the Mahasattva in all of them. Another example of Mahasattva is the value of arithmetical numbers. Consider the number 26, for example, where the 26thness is the Mahasattva of it. We cannot touch the 26thness or see or smell the 26thness, but we know the 26thness exists because of its Mahasattva. Sum up, science deals with atom-based gross existences, whether visible like a mountain or invisible like a gravitational field. Both are atom-based. One is visible, the other is not. If something stops light, it becomes visible. If it allows light to pass through, it is not visible. Both exist. Science explores truth about such atom-based visible and invisible existences. They specialize in atom-based existences. Body, energy, and matter are all composed of atoms and are excellent examples of visibility and invisibility. Science has excellent knowledge of the body and the energy and reasonably good knowledge of mind. Science is just beginning to understand even subtler levels of existences as Pratiti and Mahasattva described in ancient Bharatiya Shastras with the advent of quantum mechanics. Bharatiya Shastras explore both atom-based and non-atom-based existences across the full spectrum of visibility and invisibility. They are Sthulam, Sukshmam, Shunyam and Shivam. Atom-based is the macrocosm, non-atom-based is the microcosm. Both exist, but their operational rules are different. Science is increasingly appreciating this fact with the dawn of quantum mechanics. Then we moved on to explore the levels of existence in the universe. In science, the cosmos is categorized into three distinct realms based on visibility and understandability using the tools at the disposal of science. The first is the visible existence, which is roughly 0.1% of the universe known to science. These are atom-based existences that emit or reflect light, housing roughly 2 trillion galaxies, each containing around 100 billion stars and 700 sextillion planets, that is 700 followed by 21 zeros, or 700 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 21. The second is the invisible existence, which is roughly 3.9% of the universe known to science. The atom-based matter scattered across space that does not glow brightly enough for direct vision primarily consists of vast clouds of interstellar dust and cold gas. Scientifically, all atom-based material, including both visible stars and invisible cosmic dust, is classified as baryonic matter. This baryonic matter accounts for about 3.9% of the universe's total mass. The third is the unexplained mysterious existence, which is roughly 96% of the universe known to science. They are non-baryonic. Science calls it dark matter and dark energy, which are non-baryonic, non-atomic, and still fundamentally mysterious. The rest are unexplained, 96%. That meaning it operates entirely outside the periodic table and does not interact with light. While this is the categorization of existence in science, the Bharatiya Shastras examine it in far greater depth. The ancient Bharatiya Shastras, the framework of existence is categorized into 4 progressive levels of reality, moving from the tangible manifested physical realm to the ultimate unmanifest consciousness, the fountainhead of all that is ever. In Shastras, the entire spectrum of existence, from everything that is within the visible and knowable realm to everything that is beyond it too. The first is the Sthula or physical or gross level of existence. It is the tangible material universe perceived through the 5 senses. It consists of atom-based matter called bhutas, including stars, planets, biological bodies, and objects that can be seen, touched, or physically measured. The second is Sukshma or subtle. This is the intangible yet active realm that governs physical forms. This includes mind or manas, intellect or buddhi, ego or ahankara, thoughts, energy fields or prana, and the subtle forces that cannot be seen with the physical eye but whose effects are directly experienced. The third is shunya or unmanifest or void. This is the state of potentiality or apparent emptiness where all forms dissolve. It represents the unmanifest matrix or avyakta, a field devoid of tangible objects or thoughts, comparable to deep sleep or sushupti, or the fertile void or quantum field from which creation emerges. The fourth is the Shiva or the absolute consciousness, the eternal, unchanging reality that underlies and illuminates the all other three states. It's pure, self-luminous consciousness or Chaitanya, unaffected by creation, dissolution, time or space, serving the ultimate ground of all existence. One thing is very clear from our discussion so far. Truth seeking is often hindered by a false dichotomy. It is the idea that we must choose between the empirical rigor of modern science and the profound insight of ancient Shastras. However, we must understand that these two traditions are not rivals. They are complementary lenses that view the same reality. Science systematically explores the universe from the outside in by relying on sensory data amplified by sophisticated instruments like telescope and particle accelerators. It maps the behavior of matter and energy with extraordinary precision. Yet, because its tools are physical, its boundary naturally stops where physical measurement ends. The ancient rishis or sages took the opposite path. They explored reality from the inside out. By systematically stilling and refining the mind through sadhana, meaning disciplined practice, they transformed human consciousness itself into a hyper-precise instrument capable of perceiving the subtle or sukshma and the ultimate Shiva dimensions of existence. Dismissing science leaves us blind to the mechanics of physical world. Dismissing inner inquiry leaves us ignorant of the observer who experiences it. The relationship between the observer and the observed is the experience of knowledge. A complete understanding of truth requires both. Science is required to explain the world around us, and Shastra to reveal the reality within us. Once we understand the bigger picture, both the observer and the observed will fall into its place. All questions will evaporate then. A friendly word of caution here. It is easy to get caught up in the mechanical limits of our physical senses, like asking why human eyes cannot see ultraviolet light or why our sight falls short of an eagle's sharp vision. A bat navigates the dark through acoustic radar, and a dog experiences a rich world of scent completely hidden from us. Yet, comparing these sensory details misses the point in our context. Our physical bodies and senses are merely specialized instruments, each tuned to a specific frequency of survival. Getting bogged down in these micro details is like focusing on the glass of a telescope instead of the distant stars it reveals. We risk missing the forest for the trees. Our true goal here is not to dissect why our eyesight is limited, but to step back and perceive the bigger picture of life, consciousness, and ultimate existence. It is important to clearly understand the knowledge shared in this episode to grasp the rest of the episodes in this series. This series is interested in the bigger picture of life and existence. We would therefore encourage viewers to carefully understand all these fundamental concepts, make them their own knowledge through deep contemplation, and see the bigger picture of life and existence. Now, let us see how human beingness is structured based on the knowledge we have gained so far. Our human existence too follows the same Stula, Sukshma, Shunya, and Shiva states of pattern. Human existence spans a complete spectrum from the outer visible world to the deepest imperceptible reality. Bharatiya Shastras map this human experience through 5 layers or sheaths known as koshas. These layers move progressively from the tangible physical realm to pure consciousness. At the outermost level lies the gross level called Sthula. This corresponds to Annamaya Kosha, the food sheath. It represents our physical body made of atom-based matter. Moving inward, we enter the subtle level called Sukshma, which corresponds to 2 atom-based layers in our structure. The first is Pranamaya Kosha, the energy sheath. The vital sheath is woven from a vast network of 72,000 nadis and 114 chakras, 7 of which are most important. Alongside is the Manonmaya Kosha, the mental sheath, which governs our thoughts and sensory impressions. Moving beyond these physical and subtle layers lies the void level called Shunya. Here we find Vijnanamaya Kosha, a non-atom based knowledge sheath. It represents higher intellect, discernment, intuitive understanding, etc. At the foundational core is the absolute level named Shivam. Anandamaya Kosha, the non-atom based bliss sheath, corresponds to it in a way. However, Anandamaya Kosha confines and limits consciousness, about which we will discuss in one of the upcoming episodes. In other words, Anandamaya Kosha serves as the ultimate placeholder for pure consciousness, which is the true I. It is what really we are. We are not the body, not the mind, not the energy. We are not Vijnanamaya Kosha or Anandamaya Kosha. Consciousness limited by these 2 covers are souls or jivatmas. We are souls or jivatmas that generate and use those 3 material sheets. We are not the outer limiting coverings of Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha either. We are the consciousness limited by Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. This point must not be missed. The soul or Jivatma are called Karana Shariras, meaning causal bodies, because the 3 grosser physical sheaths are caused by souls or Jivatmas for their use in the physical world for a fixed time. Death is the dropping of these 3 grosser bodies, also collectively known as Karana Shariras, meaning bodies that are caused. At our core, we are infinite consciousness, temporarily limited by the bliss sheath and the knowledge sheath. The outer 3 sheaths, the physical, energial, and mental bodies, are increasingly grosser layers. They serve as temporary tools provided to us for a fixed lifespan, allowing consciousness to experience and navigate this physical universe. There is an excellent example Sadhguru has given to grasp this. In order to visualize the 5-layered human existence, consider each of us as balloons blown to various sizes. Consider these are the balloons of consciousness and not that of air. The size of the balloons is determined by the thickness of their outer walls. Some balloons are with thick walls and those balloons are the smaller ones. Some balloons are with thinner walls and those balloons are the bigger ones. The thicker walls are made of the 3 thick bodies, collectively called thick Karana Shariras, causal bodies. As a result of the thick walls, it is difficult for consciousness to expand and grow the balloon. Our knowledge and awareness consequently increases as the consciousness expands. Because we are that consciousness. We are not the walls of the consciousness balloons. The thicker the walls, smaller will be the balloon, and lesser will be the wisdom and understanding. Likewise, the thinner the wall, the larger will be the balloon, and the greater will be the wisdom and understanding. This is the essence of all the previous episodes in a nutshell. With this, we will conclude this episode. Developing an excellent understanding of the knowledge shared in this episode is extremely important as the foundation for all forthcoming episodes. Therefore, reviewing it several times cannot be overemphasized. Namaste.